Good morning, everybody. Today I have something very controversial. Some will say directly no, never, and others will say interesting. I was one of the latter. I thought when I saw first TOUMA with his 3D renderings showing an ILF horsebow, I thought interesting. And I told him, listen, build me one, and it came now. I only opened it to see if everything is there. This is the original unboxing. Now, of course, you might ask, why should somebody do that? Do an ILF bow as a horsebow and yada yada yada. I simply think, even if it's traditional, so what do you get? Not a lot. Even if it's a traditional archery and Asiatic archery, if we would stick only to tradition, then we would still only have composite bows or wood bows. We would never have used fiberglass, we would never have used carbon or this white synthetic foam which they use in their bows. So if we would stick to traditions, we would only have real composite bows, and of course the limitation that we would not have that many bows and we would not have this reach to as many people as we have right now, because with a cheap fiberglass bow somebody can have already a lot of fun. So that's why I think it's always good to look beyond tradition, keep traditions alive, but I should have taken a knife, but still, simply play, do something different. And this is one of these things. So when you see now, this is the unboxing, and I directly have to say, TOUMA, this bow, he sells it for, I think, $550, $600. The packaging is not where it should be, in my opinion. So I mean, I don't say it's now an Apple computer, but you know, the packaging is part of the excitement of buying an expensive bow. And when you look at how, as example, Lukas Navalny is packing his bows, looks a little different, looks a little more premium than you think you even have a premium product. With you, it's a little, and then here all this tape, one could make it nicer. And what I'm missing is, so far, I'm not sure if still will come, some kind of description. So I was checking on the Facebook page again from TOUMA, and I didn't see a lot of information. So I have no idea about draw lengths, I was asking him if he can build these things in different poundages. He said yes, but the information is really very rare. But when you look on his Facebook page, he builds this completely interesting risers and super recurves and everything in full carbon. Looks really nice. So here we have the riser, an ILF riser, and the speciality of this one is it's a twin bow, so to say, so you can shoot right hand, left hand, or you can shoot thumb release or Mediterranean. And I have to admit, it lays directly nice in hand, and it's not overly heavy, and it's very, very short. So that's interesting. I give you this point. And then what we have is, so this is the set of, I get 2 strings because I get a string for the Asia bow and I get a string for the longbow, but I don't know which one is which. So this is the normal horsebow limbs, and then he made some Manchu limbs, but we'll see in a second. So TOUMA packaging. For the price, it's supposed to be a premium product, should be a bit more premium. So, and for the rest, it's again discussion time. Is it useful? Does it make sense? And I can see, of course, many of you now simply directly turning off and saying, how can you? And it's disgrace and whatever. And others will say, listen, I have ILF bows, I'm used to them, and I always wanted to shoot some kind of a horsebow, but sticking in my kind of ecosystem, and this is an option. And then you see here he does a nice job. These are full carbon limbs. This is now simply a longbow, as it looks like. So we have simply 2 straight limbs, and this is the same. So let's see if there's any difference. And then TOUMA When I pay for a set of limbs 200 euros, these scratches are a no-go, so we need to improve on that. So they're completely the same, so I guess it doesn't matter how you use them. And then, you know, this ILF thingy, you simply click them there in place. Like so. And like so. I mean, that's the easy part, I guess. So, like this. And then you have a, I would say, an ILF longbow. This has nothing to do with a Asian bow or something. So I'm not sure if this is what I ordered, but we see when we open up now the next limbs. Or you send me the Manchu ones later, because they don't look like the other Manchu ones. So now you have an ILF longbow, which you can shoot right and left hand. There are a few scratches. So finishing quality, we need to work on that. And I'm simply open-minded enough to say, why not? Yeah, it's not simply, oh, I'm a bear traditionalist. It's even in all martial arts, you know, of course. Keep the traditions, but don't get stuck there. If we don't grow, I mean, what's the part of having a tradition in the first place? They look a bit nicer. So packaging, not going to work, and I need to come next time with a knife again. I didn't expect that, and I don't have a knife on me today because I just went out of the house. So now that looks a bit more promising, but these are, I guess, not the Manchu limbs. Ooh, they look. Are these the Manchu limbs? I don't know now. You could write something on it. So at least they are the Asia limbs. It's the same thickness, so it's not really a sear, it's simply a recurve. But looks not so bad. So, and then this thing would look like with these limbs. I suppose they are the same again. So here we have a few scratches again too. Yeah, already in, good. And of course you have here your thingies to adjust everything, where I have no idea how to. I admit I am still not an ILF shooter. I had this problem when I did the video of the bear paw. It looks not so bad, and it's supposed to have 50 pounds. Ooh. Okay. We will see when we are there. So this is what you get. A set of limbs is $200, and the bow overall is $550, $500 or $600. I don't know anymore exactly, but you simply need to ask Mr. TOUMA Archery. Let's string them. Let's see how this one is to string. And again, no idea of brace height, max draw. So there we need to work on this. So here you need to overcome this flex first. It's tricky, it's really tricky. With these narrow limbs here. And the bows again, all. You know, the purpose of a bow is... I should have eaten some more cereals in the morning. The purpose of a bow is that it bends. So now you have a longbow, but these limbs are way too heavy for me. You need to make them thinner with 30 pounds, 40 pounds, 50 pounds. They are, I don't know, beyond. And they don't look that healthy. You know, I had my experience with carbon limbs. This one feels better, but here we have already a string angle of 60 degrees, so it doesn't make that much sense for me. So these should have a slight recurve, that you get a nice string angle, and they're way too thick. For me, you make this bow, you need to make this bow in 40 pounds or something. This is 60 pounds or 70 pounds at 28, and it's not for me. So don't know, maybe we had some misunderstanding in our communication. It's pretty cool, don't get me wrong, but unusable for me, and then it's $500 thrown out of the window because I can't shoot it. Of course I will leave the bow here at the range, and maybe somebody else who is stronger than me wants to try this bow. This one, I guess you max out at 28. And it starts stacking here, so it's... So for now, no. Needs improvement, then it's an interesting option, but you need to get these limbs bending and in lesser poundages. In this way it does make sense for me. So if you want me to really review this, build me the normal Asian and the Manchu ones in 40 pounds, and then we can talk again. Then I will do a full review. Otherwise, I like this idea. I mean, this handle is nice. You can shoot it in all 4 directions. You can hold the bow here, you can hold the bow here. It's not a big deal, and the handle feels good. So even for my handle is nice in the hand, but it doesn't help. So overall, it feels good. You are on a really good way, TOUMA, but I don't know how you do it with your super recurves and with all the other stuff. This one here, not yet there. And then when you see you charge premium prices, these scratches here are not going to work. These thingies here, minor flaws, I know, but you charge $550, $600. I understand the material is expensive, but then the finishing needs to be premium too, because I consider this already a premium price. The rest is really nice made. I mean, this handle is really nice made, so there is nothing to say. That looks really stellar and premium. Really good. This is like if Apple would build a bow, it would look like this. Nice. But the limbs are not there. So for me, limbs in 40 pounds doesn't look that bad. And it's not as heavy as I thought. So the tips are very long outside of the knock. No need for that, I guess, but it's carbon. This is really 50 pounds. So you get now no information about brace height, and this is for sure not going to work here. You get no information of max draw and nothing, but this bow is straight, doesn't wiggle. In this direction it has a little play. So yeah, so this brace head for sure is not going to work. Whoa, this is, I think you built a 60 or 70 pound. No, not for me. So I don't know what you did with the limbs, but these limbs are not for me. And while I'm here, of course, maybe I don't draw fully, but at least that I shot some arrows and I can tell you how it feels. This handle, this riser is nice. This arrow pass makes sense. So until here it's okay, and then, oh, and it's loud. Oh. It's not that bad. Out of the box, a nice group. So first, I think brace height is not enough. It's loud. The string creates quite some vibration. Not for too long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And because you have a massive handle, you don't feel it as much. So you feel it extremely in the limbs, but the handle, almost nothing. So it's not so bad. I mean, the bow is working. We need to fine-tune this or TOUMA. Especially for me, these limbs are not bending, so we need more flexible limbs. center shot almost, but still feels a little. Yeah. You have a very narrow arrow pass, which is beneficial. And when you look over there, sure if you can see it, not such bad group. Okay, you got me. I put the other limbs on, but you see the brace side is really not enough. I'm not sure if you can do this, that you really make the sears like they are in Asiatic bows. They are thicker here, so they don't bend. And then they have the transition and go over in the flex limb, so the bending section is then only here and not there. I'm not sure if you can make this with your carbon limbs, but then it would be more interesting. Let's shoot this really low brace height here. Oh, did you hear that? It's just not going to work. String is too long. Brace head too short. Oh no, come on, this is. So we need to work on that. The idea, I like this idea. Of course, there are many that simply don't feel like. I like the idea, but it needs refinement. So as said, first of all, these limbs are too heavy for the general public, and you don't start directly with a 65 pound or something. I can't even pull this bow. So it's more than 65 pounds at 28. Second, we need to work on the strings then. So they should have this bit longer loop here. Check simply Asiatic bows. You live in a country where you have a few in China. And then make sure that the brace head is right. So the string needs to be changed, and I want to have more flexible limbs in 30, 40, 50 pounds at least. At 28, and this bow should have then a max draw of at least 33, 34 inches. And if you can do it, make this part non-bending, and then from here, bending section. If you can do this, then I would be more happy. So this here, the finishing of these ones here is a little nice. It's more shiny, more refined. I think this is how they are supposed to look like, but they still have here some small. Maybe it's from the production, I guess, when he puts all the layers of carbon together, but still, I like the idea, but we are not there yet, TOUMA, so this needs more refinement. But they should. Really interesting, TOUMA. So continue, build the limbs, as I said, and then we can talk again. And you need to check the brace height. It needs to be at least 7.5, 8 inches. Then it looks better. And then even this is a non-contact sear bow, or here the string slaps on the. It's loud, it's noisy, so it's not going to work. So it's not a pleasant shooting experience for a $600 bow. A no-go. That's all I have for you today. I thank you very much for watching. Catch you in the next one.